Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we have unboxing of March of Ants, the Evolved Edition. And then this is the Deluxe Edition. I believe the Evolved Edition is stating that it is the second edition, which it is. So March of Ants, the game, has been around for a while. This is the second edition of it, with some minor improvements, obviously some deluxified parts, some redone artwork, things like that. March of Ants is a 4X game. So, think Twilight Imperium if you want to, but plays in a much quicker amount of time. Has a solo mode, which initially drew me to March of Ants. And this was always one that I had my eye on, but you couldn't really find it new anymore. So I was keeping an eye on used copies here and there, and then I heard that they were doing a reprinting and a deluxe version. So I waited, and here we have it. But I just want to show off the wrapping here. I don't know whether this plastic, I haven't touched it yet, but this is wrapped like a present. I was just very excited to open this box here. There's a small amount of stuff telling you about it, but instead of plastic, I think this is really cool, especially for like a Kickstarter where I know what's inside. I've already purchased the game. I don't need to be able to see artwork or anything on the back. I'm not buying this off the store, but I thought this was a really neat idea. Obviously, it's better for the environment than plastic. I'm curious to see whether or not this is going to show up like this at like my friendly local game store. But I just thought this was really neat. So I almost don't want to like rip it open like a present, but I don't think that I'm going to be able to get it open without destroying it. Yeah. So here we go. You guys saw it, and now you're seeing it undone. Ooh. All right. Sorry, I know that was loud. But there we go. There is no plastic on the inside. So for those of you who are environmentally conscious, there you go. All right, zoomed in a little bit so we can get better close-up look at the details. Here we go. We're gonna put this. Very cool. So, like I said, all new artwork, I believe. Some tweaked rules here and there. It's a cool rule book. They're not even worried about you knowing what game this is for. And again, this is the deluxified version, so there's going to be some things like centipede tokens that are going to be wooden screen printed meeples versus like a cardboard version. So keep an eye out for that. If you really like the look of this version, you'll want to make sure you're picking up a deluxe version down the road versus a retail version, which is just going to have cardboard. All right, this is below the rule book here. So this deluxe edition and the Kickstarter edition comes with 2 modules, assuming these will be available at some point down the road. One is the Predator and Prey module. You can see here it's adding some additional hexes, more cards, more rewards tiles, player aids. Oh, and it's not only adding the predators, it's adding the major workers. We'll see those here. And then a third one, let's see, what's the third one here? It is adding nest chambers. I'm not as well versed on this expansion. I think this came with the deluxe module or what was add-on, but it appears to be all mixed in here from the beginning. So there's the instruction manual for that. And then this is the instruction manual for the solo mode and or cooperative mode. So you can play this cooperatively. Rise of the Centipedes. So this is going to bring in, I think centipedes are already in the game, but this is going to bring you the cards, the centipede mat, centipede decks, and things like that. So just a few minor things. Again, I'm not sure how those are going to be incorporated into like a standard version of the game, but these look like they are for the predators. So these larger bugs here who prey on the ants. They're all the same side on that side. We have here, this looks like just a standard kind of This might be for solo mode. I'm not sure, but these are the phases. So maybe this is just something you use to track with the whole player. We got lots of player aids here. Expansion player aid, regular player aids, battle steps, centipede steps. So one for everybody. Love that. Perfect. We'll set those off to the side. And this looks like it is for the centipede deck. So this is for solo mode. So we got setup here on one side, and then just general game flow on the other side. So very nice. Those are just kind of sitting on top. All right. What we have now is all of the cardboard. So what we're looking at here is everybody's going to get one of these player boards here. If you're playing with the Major Workers expansion, you're going to get this extra little punch out here. We got some water tokens that'll come in handy. I'm not sure what the water tokens are used for, but this is going to be, we'll see where these go here in a little bit, but here are the phases: worker phase, soldier phase, queen phase, slumber phase. Worker phase is where you're going to take most of the actions in the game. This is mostly moving your ants around the board, possibly playing cards, gathering up cards. Here are the actions you can take: explore, forage, march, play a card, or rest. Now there's rest tokens that give you a benefit, and if you rest early, you're going to continue taking a rest token. You can't do anything else, but if you rest early, you could pile up on these bonus tokens. March is moving your ants around, explore is flipping over a new tile, and foraging is gaining new cards. Also, your ant body here can be, I think it's called evolved, upgraded. So you'll be playing cards down here to upgrade the species of your ant. There is also a star side here. I believe the star side is, let's take a look. Star side is the one that's the same for everybody. And then there is an asymmetrical side here. These are just falling right out, which is lovely. So Visionary Queen, unique action, yeah. So the non-star side, if you want to play asymmetrically, you can play asymmetrically. So let's just see here what this queen is called. Horizon Seekers. So a Visionary Queen, this one's Horizon Seekers. As you can see, the ants, here's one flipped over already. The ants look all the same on the star side, and they are different actions up here. So there you go. So that's cool. So you can play asymmetrically, or you can play where everybody is the same. And this does play up to 5, I think. And the solo mode plays up to 4. So there we go. All right. We have ourselves, this is the score tracking board. This is also round tracker here. I think this is, I'm not sure what this is, to be honest with you, but here is, point total. I think you start on the star, so at 3. And then we're starting to see some of the locations. So just right off the bat, I'm not sure what this symbol means here, but these spots is where your ant tokens can go. And then during the, what was it, phase? What did I say? The queen phase, I think it was? Yeah, the queen phase. Yes, the queen phase is when you're gathering up your resources for the queen. So if you have control here, you would gain a food. If your little ant markers here, you would gain a card. This symbol means that it gives you something additional when the soldier phase happens. But these are, this way on that side, so you won't know what you're flipping over. Here's the Great Tunnel. So this starts in the middle and everything branches off from here. And you can see these little marks here. Every time you lay a tile down, you have to be able to connect one of these lines to where you are. That's how you play them down. And then I think I skipped talking about something on, so just briefly, let's bring back this board here. You have a spot for your food stores and also your larva chamber. So your ants are going to be sitting off to the side, but as you gain new larva, children, you're going to place them here. And then when they become ants, they share the same little Meeple piece. They either move out from the larva chamber into a hex that you have someone at that's inhabited, or they come into the Great Tunnel. And there's always going to be a battle in the Great Tunnel unless you're the only one there during the soldier phase. Other times you could cohabitate hexes and a battle is not going to ensue. Let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, and this right here, this spot is where these tokens are going to be interchanged. So you can change the benefit you gain from being the owner of the Great Tunnel, or the leader of the Great Tunnel. Here's some of the rest bonus tokens you can get. The worm tokens here are just going to signify, I believe, that if you have this spot here, this is a wormhole, you can put a worm token there, and then any other tile that has a worm on it, you can jump from one to the next. I don't know why we need these tokens. Maybe you can place them out where a worm isn't. Also, we can see centipedes here. Centipedes are not only for the solo co-op mode, but they're going to pop up in the regular game, and you always have to battle centipedes. They are the ultimate enemy. So yeah, otherwise we see lots of, you know, some of these have special abilities on them. They all have numbers on them, so that's the order in which you go through battles and picking up resources and things like that. Here's more rest tokens. And again, they all look like this, these two spots on the backside. And here's more. See, centipede, 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 worms, worms. Lots of colorful options. I love the artwork on these tiles. This is a game about bugs, but this does not feel gross. This feels like a game I want to have on the table. All right, and there we go. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Look at this. So I saw this in at Gen Con. They had like a pre-production copy set up, but they did not have, or maybe I just didn't look at the box. They had everything set up and the game pieces all on the board and a game halfway set up and played. Maybe I just forgot that this was a thing, but this is amazing. Look at this. Look at these boxes. Everything just fits so nicely. Oh, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at the big one. So this one looks like this is where you're going to be storing storage for the hex tiles. Ooh, but what do we have here? We have, and this should pop out. Yeah, all right, this just pops out. Okay, let's take a look here. This looks like our ant tokens. So yeah, and so here you go. These are each in the different player colors. Nothing special. Larvae and ants, they share the same piece, but depending on where they are, if they're in the larva chamber, they're a larva. If they're out on the board, they are an ant. And you have, I don't know, a bunch in there. So we got blue, red, black, yellow, and what is this color? Purple. And then this looks like the food tokens. All right, so not a ton of these, so I guess food is definitely going to be a sought after resource. They're nice and shiny. They look like not orange seeds. I'm blanking right now, but anyways, this is the food, and it basically costs food to take just about every action in the game. So there's your food. Obviously, these are going to have to be somewhere else. So let's see what else we got here. Now, this box has all of those on it and the food. So let's see what's in here. This feels kind of empty, actually. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I love it. Perfect little boxes. You want to be blue player color? Here's everything you need. Hand in the little box, and it has all your ants in it. I love this. Okay, so I don't really know why. Maybe it was just easier to put them in there. But this appears to be empty, so all these are going to take all of that stuff, which is going to make room for our hex tiles. Okay, that makes sense. What else we got? I'm assuming cards. We'll save cards for last. Let's see what's in here. Some of this is going to come off the cardboard, so that's going to go in here, but then it looks like some other stuff is going to go in here. So what do we have in here? Several baggies. We have, okay, I think I know what these are. These are for the Predator and Prey. So this is the expansion content. You can see those are the big guys that we saw. They had their own unique cards. Nice big chunky meeples there. That's cool. All right. This looks like, okay, this looks like something similar. This is going to be the centipedes. So these guys are always in the game, but if you're playing the solo co-op mode, they're going to be the primary adversary. So there's a bunch of big chunky centipedes. And then 2 little boxes, 2 little more baggies here. We've got, okay, so these are going to be the upgraded workers, or what did I call them? Maximized workers or something like that. This is one of the modules in the Predator and Prey. So if you get that Predator and Prey module, you're getting a lot of chunky bits here. But you can see these are obviously bigger and better. They're screen printed versus the just simple ant soldiers. And then I'm guessing these are probably a bunch of point tokens and first player marker maybe. Yeah, so point tokens, first player marker maybe, and a leaf marker. I don't know what the difference between those two are. But yeah, we'll put those in there for right now. Very nice. All right, last but not least, I'm assuming, because there should be some cards in this game. Okay, last but not least, we got some cards. Looks like plenty of room for possible expansions in the future and or sleeved cards. So let's take a closer look at these. All right, so here are the cards. We have a little note talking about the working towards sustainable production. We replace plastic bags with tuck boxes and compostable bags. Remove the shrink wrap. Yeah. And a little advertisement for Canopy. This also looks like an advertisement for a Leaf, Season of the Bear expansion, and Canopy Evergreen. Okay. All right. Advertisements out of the way. Most of these look like these are going to be your event cards. Yeah, let's see if we can see what the backs of these. Okay, yeah, these all look like standard cards. Ooh, another advertisement. Game storage tip. After carefully punching out all of the paper components, you can put several of the empty punch boards underneath the storage tuck boxes to make your game snug and secure. I love it. I tell people this all the time. Don't get rid of those punch boards so things aren't banging around on top. So yes, all of these right here with this back are going to be the cards that you can purchase, or not purchase, pick up during the forage action and play for various things. So a lot of these you can see have costs. This is going to be your larva cost, and this is going to be your ant cost. And this one says you can do either one. So you can do 2 ants, 2 larvae, or maybe 1 of each to play this card. The cards don't actually cost food. Take 3 steps. Collect 1 from collection site that you inhabit. Each other player loses 1 larva. You gain 3 larvae. Egg stealer. Gain 6 larvae. So these are pretty straightforward. And then, so those are the event cards. Here we have the evolution cards. So you can see the various heads, thoraxes, and these give you special abilities throughout the game. And then let's see, we have goal cards. So these are going to be ways that you can score additional points. It says when played, move up to 2 larvae to the Great Tunnel. Each slumber score, if you were first or second, place in the Great Tunnel this round. First score, if you were first or second, place in the Great. I don't know what that means, but these are goal cards. Obviously, these are going to be sitting in your hand, and so you would play those out and be like, ha, I'm playing a goal card, I'm scoring some points. Oh, another ad, 3 of a kind. Okay, and Facebook ad. All right, so we've got some more cards here. These are just more event cards. These are probably coming with the expansion. So more of the same. Not going to look through all of these. And then here are the solo cards. I don't know exactly how the solo mode works. These are double-sided. So one side all says old tunnel, and one side, these are all different. So, yeah. I don't know if these are goals. Gain 2 larvae and place them into a hex you inhabit. These must be goals we have to meet. And then you get a benefit. But obviously those, these all say the same thing. Interesting. Okay, again, I'll have to do a little bit of research on how the solo mode works. But either way, that is our deluxe Evolved edition of March of the Ants. Up next, you know what's coming. Even though everything has a tuck box, we're going to make sure everybody knows where everything goes. In those tuck boxes, we'll show you how everything fits with the punch outs sitting at the bottom, so everything fits snugly. And yeah, so a reboxing video coming up shortly on the channel, and then we'll do some how to play and gameplay coverage. Very excited about this one. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a great day.